Today, we're going to dive a little bit deeper and continue on our journey and our path and dig into identity. And we're going to explore a little further the idea of being committed and what you're committed to in your life. And our theme for the day is going to be Mother Teresa. I can hardly think of a better example when I think of a clear identity and a person who is committed. And here is an example of, what commitment can look like in the different aspects that we talked about. Her genealogy and where she comes from as an Albanian, citizenship, by her faith, her calling, all of that being in alignment with her heart and who God created her to be. Beautiful example. All right, let's take a further dive into the idea of commitment and what you may be committed to in your life as part of your identity. Again, we have a great quote here from Mother Teresa, and part of her identity and how she made decisions about what to be committed to in her life. It's not about how much you do, but how much love you put into it, what you do that counts. So she had a guiding light in her life. Number one, her relationship with God and how He created her. And then love, that was her identity. And her commitment. And it was threaded through every facet of her life. So let's talk about commitment. And just by definition, the state or quality of being dedicated to a cause, activity, etc. A pledge or an undertaking. An engagement or obligation that restricts freedom of action. So, keeping this in mind, what are some of the reasons we would want to be in a commitment? And being committed to things, there's lots of different things that we can talk about, but let's just stick with the definition for now. So, some reasons we may want to be committed to groups or ideas or jobs. Number one idea is obligation, a sense of duty, honor, legacy, community standards, meeting expectations of others, feelings of importance, maybe a fear of missing out or FOMO, and a fear of rejection possibly. So these are some reasons why we might feel obligated to make a commitment to something or someone. Another reason is love. And what are some of the reasons we might do it for love and that cause us to love? We enjoy spending time with people or maybe doing an activity, being in close proximity with others or our activity that we love doing, expressing ourselves through that love, loyalty, connection, value, honor, respect, joy, understanding. These are just a few that I've come up with. There are many more. Also, we enter into commitments because we're going to get something back out of it, a benefit to us. We often don't sign up for something that isn't going to have a benefit. Some of those benefits include money, compensation, maybe sex, companionship, a sense of accomplishment, recognition, fulfillment, belonging, being accepted. Another reason we commit is because it is in alignment with different facets of our being, whether it's goals, maybe our worldview, our faith, a sense of belonging, There's lots of reasons within our identity why we might make a commitment to something or someone. Okay, now that we have defined commitment and some of the reasons why we make commitments in our lives, let's dig a little deeper. Let's have some fun now. It's going to be fun. It may be hard, but it will be fun. It will be worth it. Are there things in your life that you're committed to that are not in alignment with who you are and that vision of who you want to be, who you know that God created you to be, and fulfilling that potential? Some of the things that we have commitments on are not tangible. They're ideas, there are belief systems. Um, and specifically around alcohol, we have a lot of ideas and beliefs that we have just assumed without questioning. We are marketed to, we are watching the adults in our lives probably since we were infants, and not just any adults, but our parents, our loved ones. Um, and we've probably seen and interpreted and then committed now to these beliefs, these ingrained beliefs that a nice meal cannot be had without the right glass of wine or cocktail, that a party and celebration is not celebratory or fun without alcohol being present. Um, but look at all of the ideas, not just alcohol, but all of the ideas in your life that may not be serving you on your journey to who you want to become. The activities and occupations that you're involved in. How are you spending your time? What clubs, communities, churches, sports are you committed to and spending your time? If you're not sure about that, just go back and look at your calendar and see how you spent your time. Are you saying yes to things and taking things on, for some of those reasons that we talked about on the prior slide? Is it in alignment with who you are, and again, that vision of who you want to be and fulfilling your special purpose in this world? It's also really important to look at the people that you're committed to, and honoring the good ones and taking a really clear look at maybe some that aren't serving you anymore, especially if there are friendships or relationships in your life that are going to keep you or hold you back on this journey of renegotiating your relationship with alcohol. Um, and maybe it's not even permanently. Maybe it's just temporarily while you're on this journey until you get some more solid ground under your feet and get some new ideas and beliefs really ingrained and committed. And then a concept that I heard just recently from our good friend Laura Clockdale, that is the joy of missing out. And I just love this idea so much. And it's really flipping the idea of FOMO on its head. And I think that's what we need to do with everything in our life. Just flip it all upside down. Try to come at it with real curiosity and as much objectivity as you can. But, when I think of the joy of missing out, I think of, the advice that I've heard about that sometimes we get so busy doing the good things in life that we miss out on the great things. And alcohol is such a perfect example of this, right? I mean, if we come at our relationship with alcohol with a JOMO attitude instead of a FOMO attitude, oh my gosh, what a difference that would make. I think so many of us are so afraid to look at our relationship with alcohol because of the fear of missing out, being left out. We're going to go to dinner and we're not going to have fun anymore. Our friends aren't going to want to be friends with us and hang out with us anymore. Life is just not going to be fun. When we know, because we've already begun this journey, that the opposite is true, that they should be having FOMO and we need to be having JOMO, because if we didn't go on this journey, we would be missing out on all of the um, awful side effects that comes with alcohol. So now we get to have the joy of missing out on crappy sleep, hungover mornings, low energy, having everything in our life feel like a struggle, living with a double mind, feeling like Jekyll and Hyde, all of these things. JOMO is just a wonderful, wonderful concept to really embrace as you go on this journey and really evaluate your commitments, even from this perspective. And rather than looking at commitments and evaluating them from the FOMO perspective, turn that sucker on its head and look at JOMO. You cannot be all the things and do all the things. You can do what you were designed to do. And I'm going to end it right here by reading the quote that I have here from the wonderful Mother Teresa. We ourselves feel what we are doing is just a drop in the ocean. But if that drop were not there, I think the ocean would be less by that missing drop. So this is a time to really evaluate and take a look at your commitments and making sure that you are living and committed to the things that are right for you and in alignment and right with how you were created and designed.